Hi, Shelby. So you are the head coach of the German women's lacrosse national team.
That's correct.
And we're having a national team camp this weekend. So how was the weekend so far? Can you give us a quick recap of the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Weekend has been amazing. It's always a good opportunity to get everyone back together again. From a recap perspective, it's just nice to have working on different team tactics and overall ironing out different skills.
Any highlight you can tell us about?
Yeah, like I mentioned, highlight in general is always getting everyone back together. This is the fun part of all of the work that everyone, coaches and players included, that we put in kind of in the times in between camps. So coming to the camp is really always the highlight.
Anything you definitely have to work on with the team in order to face the European Championship this summer?
In general, ironing out everything.
I think
that's the point of that. The EC is still 5 months away, and those 5 months are, I think, crucial for every team in Europe, not just Germany.
So you're Shelby Davis. That's what everyone knows. What's your lacrosse story? Where did you play? What positions did you play? Tell us about that.
So I started when I was 11, which in upstate New York is quite late. So I'm from upstate New York in the U.S. And at 11, a lot of my friends had already been playing for 5 years or so. So I had a middle school gym teacher who was like, "Oh, I have to be a lacrosse coach. You should come play for me." And I was like, "Oh, lacrosse, what is this?" And I picked up a stick 1 week before tryouts and was cradling like a man, just side and it just was one of those things. I was hooked from the tryout, from the first game. I went, so position-wise, kind of defense is where I started, moved on to midfield, and then I went on to play in college at Old Dominion University, where I stuck as a defensive midi.
Okay, and defense is still your favorite part, kind of, to teach? What do you say about that?
You must know me, because you assume that. Yeah, absolutely. It is, indeed.
How did you become the German women's national head coach?
This is a good question. So I was playing with Tessa Helf at Durham University. So we were both playing there doing our masters. And from meeting Tessa, I then spent some time coming to the fun tournaments in Germany, meeting various people. And there I met Lisa Schulte, who is still now assistant coaching for the national team. But through meeting her, then was able to come to some camps, and things transpired from there.
Nice. That's a cool story. Why do you like this role as a head coach?
I like this role as a head coach because it's, all elements. It's one of those things that it is nice to have an overview of what's happening in Germany at a club team level, but having the best players from all of the clubs be able to come together for a national team program and being able to have the oversight of not just the elite team, but both our development team and our gold team under that. So really building up a foundation to come up to the elite team in general, and it's really fantastic during each cycle going into an EC or a World Cup to be able to build those group of people into the best team possible for that tournament.
What's your occupation besides lacrosse?
So I work for the insurance company Allianz in Group HR, so I'm a project manager for global engagement.
So pretty busy, I guess.
Just a little bit.
Sounds good. Okay, how much time do you spend on coaching then?
So anyone who has seen the national team schedule knows that we have camps once a month usually, so physically coaching once a month, and then it's a daily business in between that time of preparing for each camp and in general the future of the program and all the baby steps that go in between.
Okay. What's your favorite aspect of the game of lacrosse?
It's speed. That's something that's kind of second to none. It is such a fast game, but it's also a nice game because it fosters the ability for players to be creative and unique within every single element of it, which I think is truly special.
Do you have a vision for Germany lacrosse or any special impact you want to make on this national program here in Germany?
Vision in general is to grow the game, which is one thing that I think is true for everyone involved in this sport in general, is to grow it to make it the best possible. In Germany, it is amazing because you have clubs that have coaches or you have clubs that are taught by players. So one thing in general for the program is it's really nice to have open camps where players can come from all over Germany, be able to learn new skills and take them back to their club teams. So it's not just elite level for that I would like to touch or that we are touching right now with the program, but it is kind of all the way down to the club level.
What do you think is the difference from German lacrosse compared to the US or England, where you played before?
The difference is that in Germany, we're still learning fundamentals of the game. So we're still building the foundation to get to where we need to be the best in those elements. So in the US, lacrosse has been around for, decades longer than it has been in Germany. Same within the UK, and there's a different infrastructure in both countries that start with the youth, where players are learning more. Where in Germany, players don't usually learn about the game until they're in their teenage years, and that's the moment then where you're in some, you're kind of just learning when you're already kind of built a foundation.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of people just start when they study, so
yeah,
like early 20s or
so interesting. Yeah.
Okay, what's your strategy to build a strong team as a unit now with the national team with players who are usually opponents in the league?
I think that's the best part. I think when you are an opponent in the league and you are truly a strong opponent, that means you can make the best of friends. So it's something that I don't know if you've ever played against one of your best friends. It's usually that moment where our competition in general is a bit higher. So it's nice having these camps as frequently as we do. So once a month, where it's really the difference of it's not just at your club team, but then coming here, building everyone together as a unit, and then they can go back to their club team, and hopefully that fosters also more competition amongst the clubs.
That's so true. I did that playing against good friends. Okay, so what's your message to every female player out there in Germany who maybe wants to be part of the national team one day?
Never settle. I think it's really easy to settle on not wanting to do the last set of sprints or never wanting to go to the wall, to do wall balls, whatever it is. There's always a moment of complacency for every player where it's the easy way out. Never take the easy road. Always do one more, always push yourself.
That's good. Good message. How important is an athlete's mindset in relation to the physical abilities?
Equal. Absolutely. It's one of those things that when the going gets tough, you can't quit. And whether that is physically or mentally, sometimes one needs to compensate for the other. So they both need to be equally fit to help each other out when you get to a game.
Any final words from you?
It's never too late to start. Whether you are a player, a former player, you want to get into coaching, and whatever it is, it's never too late to pick up a stick or to join us at a camp as a coach. So if anyone's interested, please reach out, because we're always looking for new players and new coaches.
I like that message at the end. Thank you so much for having this interview. And let's keep going for the final 2 hours of this weekend.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.